Maximizers, and welcome to Build a Business with Chris, the place for you to learn how to build a profitable business that you love. I'm your business coach, Chris the Maximizer, and in today's video, we're going to talk about starting your business even though you're scared. Starting a business is absolutely terrifying. There's so many things that you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know, and it could just be so daunting to start something on your own. But today, I want to empower you and encourage you to do it scared. Do it anyway. So let's dig into these tips. A lot of them are mindset tips, but they are practical tips, actions that you can take right now to start your business, even though you're scared. So let's dig right on in. My first tip for you, and you're going to need a pen and paper for this. So you can get a pen and paper, or you can get a Google Doc. Pen and paper is usually better because there's something about writing, but I want you to write down what you want. I want you to write down the vision for your business without barriers. Money, time, space, opportunity. If there was no barriers, what would your business look like? What do you want? How do you want your life to look with your business incorporated? I want you to take a few minutes and I want you to write down what you want. See the vision and make it plain. You have to see what you want. You have to know what it is that you want. Sometimes people just want to make extra money. So if you just want to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, maybe starting a business isn't the right thing. Maybe you just get a side hustle. Maybe you just get a side gig. Maybe you just do something small. Go work for someone else, make your extra $500-$600. Maybe you do some overtime, right? Maybe you change jobs even, but maybe you don't need to start the business. And this is not to deter you. This is for you to see if starting a business really is the thing for me. I wanted freedom, time freedom, location freedom, and the financial freedom with the uncapped income. A business was for me. But a business is not for everyone. So number one, write down what you want. After you write down what you want, I want you to go down the paper and we're going to split this paper in half, right? We're going to split it down the middle. On the left side of the paper, I want you to write down every single thing that you are scared of. Yep. All the things that you think you cannot do, you won't do, you don't have enough to do, you don't have enough money, time, whatever it is, write down all the negative things that scare you about starting a business, all the reasons why you can't start a business, all the reasons why it's not possible. I want you to get all the negative stuff out your head. You're going to think negative thoughts. Today, right now, after being in business, 5 years? I've been in business since 2018. I have negative thoughts every single day. Every year, every level, the fears are different. $1 million business owners, multi-million dollar business owners, billion-dollar CEOs, they all have negative thoughts. It's just different negative thoughts. I want you to write them out. Every single one of them, get all the negative out. And on the right side of that paper, you're going to go through each one of those negative things and you're going to write down why it's possible. You're going to find the positive evidence to support that if one person in this whole planet did it, that means that you can do it. I want you to find all the positive evidence. Now, this exercise may take you hours. It may take you days, but it's so important because you need to see. You can have 100 reasons why not, and you can find 102 reasons of why you should or why you can or why it's possible. This part is, in my opinion, the most powerful. You can do it. Find all the positive evidence. We always default to negative, but you can also find the positive in that as well. Next, and I think the last writing thing for now, I want you to write down 5 to 10 times that you did something scared and it turned out great. We have all done something that we were scared of and it turned out great. Learning how to swim. For me, applying to the IB program in high school, I was terrified. Going to college was terrifying. No one in my family went to college and I lived on campus. Now I was in the same state. I was like 40 minutes away from home, but still I was living at college and no one in my family had done that before. I moved 900 miles away from my family without a job. Like seriously, I was crazy. I was terrified. I didn't tell my family I was terrified, but I was terrified. It worked out great. I had a baby. I am someone's mother. If that isn't terrifying, that is the closest to death that you can get as a woman. I was petrified. And then after you go through the traumatic part and the baby and the placenta is out, because they always talk about the baby. They do not be talking about the afterbirth. Then you have this human that you have to take care of and keep alive. You got to feed it, burp it, clothe it, make sure it don't roll off the terrified. Thank God my child is 9. She survived. She's alive. But like, scary is not even, I don't even know the word of that. That was terrifying, okay? I want you to write down 5 to 10 times that things were, that's 5 off the top of my head. That's just off the top of my head. Think about 5 to 10 times where you were scared to do something, but you did it anyway, and it turned out great. I didn't say there wasn't hardship. I didn't say it wasn't a journey, but it turned out good. And sometimes it turned out even better than you expected. So do those writing exercises. Pause this video, rewind, go back if you need to. But do these writing things so we can get that gunk out of our head and show ourselves that even though we're scared, we can still do it. We can do hard things. The next thing I want to encourage you to do is to figure out what is your next best step towards that vision that you want. So you wrote out that big vision of what you want. You wrote out the big vision of what your business would look like with no barriers. What's the next best step that you can take right now today to get you towards there? That's the next thing you got to do. Then go even bigger and ask yourself, what are the next steps I can take in the next 30 days that can get me there? So the next best step would be like figuring out my business idea. And then 30 days would be like, all right, what am I going to sell? Who am I going to help? How am I going to help them? Will be the next thing I can overcome in the next 30 days about starting my business. And we haven't created anything. We are literally pen to paper, typing on a Google Doc. You haven't even done anything. You're literally just dealing with your mental anguish. Because a lot of times you're scared to even start. But let's just write some things out and see how it will look on paper so you can get an idea of what it could look like in real life. My next tip to motivate you to do it scared is to let the fear motivate you. And I want you to ask yourself, how much does it cost me not to start? How will I feel if I never try? What will keep me up at night if I decide I'm too scared, I'm not going to do it? If I'm paralyzed with fear, what happens to me in the next year, the next 5 years? I know in my soul that I would have hated my life if I would have never started my business. I would have been miserable in a 9-to-5 if I never started my business. I was 29 years old and I was freed from the shackles of corporate America. It has not been easy. When I say this has been one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, business has been great. Business has been terrible. I made a whole lot of money and I've made a little bit of money, right? I've had to supplement my income. I haven't had to supplement my income. I've gone through all the modes and phases of business possible in the past 5 years. But I know in my heart that I would have hated my life if I would not have started my business. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't been well off in a nice job. I probably would be making 6 figures as somebody's manager right now in corporate America. But corporate 6 figures and my business 6 figures are not the same. And I would have had a team and restrictions and all the things, right? I know I would have hated my life because I would not have the freedom that I have now. So ask yourself that question. How are you going to feel if you never start? How much does it cost you to stay paralyzed with fear? Then my last tip, suggestion for you, get help, get support, get encouragement, get a coach, get a mentor. If you need a therapist, get a therapist. Get the help that you need to just get started, to just get the ball rolling. Once you see what's possible, once you see what you can do, I promise you, you will keep going. You will be excited and you won't let your fear hold you back. You'll be a little scared, but you will keep going. If you want to work with me, I help women start their businesses from scratch. I help you take the idea from your brain and turn it into a business, figure out your offer, your pricing, your social media, your marketing. I help you with all of that. So you don't have to be scared alone. You can be scared with me. My clients are scared. Hell, I'm still scared about some certain things in business. So don't let the fear hold you back from stopping. Use that fear to motivate you forward and get the help that you need. So I hope that you were encouraged by this to, even though you are scared, you are still going to go ahead and start that business even scared. Send me a DM over on TikTok or Instagram if you are interested in working together to start your business from scratch. And you can definitely subscribe here to Build a Business with Chris. I provide content like this every single week. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.